anomaly to surrender to authorities. Vice President Sara Duterte denies former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte found unconscious on his ICC cell. Philippine Coast Guard conducted vigilant maritime patrol and shadows Chinese vessels in West Philippine Sea. Agriculture Department rolls out 20 peso master list registry system. Good evening, bringing the latest news for tonight. I am KRIZZA Lopez and this is Eurotv News Thread. The details on our broadcast. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is urging all individuals to link to the flood control corruption scandal to surrender as authorities confirm several arrests and the DILG issues an Interpol blue notice for fugitive Saldico. The DILG is also looking at the possibility that Co uses different passport and name. More from this report.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is urging other individuals who were issued warrant of arrest in connection with corruption cases to surrender to authorities. This Monday, President Marcos shared the latest number of individuals who have already surrendered after warrant of arrest were issued. According to the President, 7 of those with arrest warrants are now under police custody. 1 surrendered to the National Bureau of Investigation, while 6 voluntarily surrendered to the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or CIDG. 2 more accused individuals have expressed willingness to surrender. However, the remaining 7, including Saldico, are still at large. The President's message to those still being haunted by authorities: surrender voluntarily to ensure a proper and peaceful investigation.
Kaya't mananagot din yung mga nagtatago sa kanila. At kaya't sinasabi natin yung mga may balak na tulungan itong mga ito, ay ang pinakamalaking tulong na ibigay ninyo sa kanila ay mag-surrender na sila at para makasagot na sila dito sa mga aligasyon.
Meanwhile, Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla warns Co that the Philippine government will track him down. According to Remulla, a blue notice from the International Police Organization, or Interpol, has been issued against Elizalde Co, as the DILG still has no knowledge of his whereabouts. The DILG is also looking into reports that Co may be using a different passport and another identity.
Traveling with another passport. We do not know if he's using another name. So, bine-verify pa namin eh. The blue notice is out. Now that we have now that he is good, the arrest warrant, the red notice can be out, and then we will further determine kung nasaan talaga siya.
So hindi po siya gumagamit ng Philippine passport. So kahit i-cancel, Secretary?
Ang hula lang namin, reportedly has another passport that he's using.
This matter is now under verification by the DILG. Remulla also revealed that several individuals allegedly involved with Co have already left the country. Among them, Aderma Angeli D. Alcazar, suspected to be in New Zealand, Cesar X. Benaventura, believed to be in New York, Montraxis Tamayo, reportedly in Jordan.
Believed to be in Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, save for Zaldico. The other members who are believed to be abroad have made contact with our law enforcement agencies, are expected to show up at the embassy and begin immediate repatriation towards the Philippines.
Saldico has released another video confession following the DILG's press conference. Co denies receiving any kickbacks from the flood control project funds. He insists that the money passed through him only because he was instructed to forward it to former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. He claims he did not receive 21 billion pesos, asserting instead that 56 billion pesos passed through him to be handed to Romualdez, which which he alleges was to be shared between President Marcos and the House Speaker. Separate from that, he also claimed that there was a 96 billion pesos insertion in the 2026 National Expenditure Program.
Speaker Martin Romualdez ay umabot sa 56 billion pesos at hiwalay pa dyan ang 100 billion pesos insertion ng Pangulo sa 2025 budget.
Ko further narrates that in 2022, Romualdez alleges approached him and instructed him to deliver 2 billion pesos per month.
Madalas hindi nabubuo ang hinihinging 2 billion pesos bawat buwan ni Speaker, kaya iyan ang final total. Ang sinabi mismo ni Speaker Martin sa akin na hati sila ni Pangulong Marcos sa perang yon.
On the other hand, Chairman Emeritus Dr. Jose Antonio Guisha stresses that baseless accusations do not damage reputations, they damage the nation. He warns that gossip is a poison in society. He continues to remind the public to look for concrete evidence behind accusations made by Saldico against the Marcos administration. Guisha says the growth and reforms in the Philippine economy prove that the president remains unfazed by the allegations against him. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission or PAOC announced that the Philippine government has requested Interpol to issue a red notice against former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque for qualified human trafficking charges related to his illegal work for a corporation linked to the illegal Lucky South 99 Pogo Hub. Mia Layagin with the report.
The Philippine government have submitted a request before the International Police or Interpol for the issuance of a red notice against former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, says Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission or PAOC. In a statement on Sunday, PAOC spokesperson Dr. Winston Casio confirmed this move against Roque in relation to his alleged ties with illegal pogo operations and its violations. Roque faces charges of qualified human trafficking over alleged wrongdoings in his capability as Whirlwind Corporation's legal counsel, the company who leased a land enabling the operation of Lucky South 99's alleged scum hubs. Since then, Roque have evaded the pogo inquiry of the House Code Committee before leaving the country September last year. Roque have also repeatedly denied the alleged links with the issue, emphasizing that him leaving the country is within his rights as he has no case during the time that he left the Philippines.
Katunayan po, yung kaso laban kay Cassandra Ong, nung unang sinampa ng PAOCC, hindi ako kasama. Na-realize nila, oy, kailangan natin isama si Harry Roque dahil hindi makakansel ang passport, hindi natin makukulong. Kaya hinabol nila ang supplemental affidavit na pulis lang ang nagsampa at wala namang kahit sinong testigo. Hanggang ngayon po, walang kahit sinong testigong nagsabing meron akong recruit sa pamamagitan ng dahas para pagsamantalahan ang kanilang mga trabaho at walang kahit anong ebidensya na ako'y kabahagi ng isang conspiracy para to commit human trafficking.
He argued that there are no evidence for the qualified human trafficking case against him, and his legal representation for Whirlwind and Cassandra Ong is him lawyering his clients. In a separate video, Roque insisted that his case and of dismissed Mayor Alice Gubos are not the same, and that this is just a ploy of the administration to put him in a tight spot.
Ay dahil akong sinisisi doon sa pulboronic video. Well, pwede ba? Riza Araneta Marcos, ikaw daw talaga nagpapadikdik sa akin. Ang aking mensahe sa iyo, itigil na yan dahil nagsimula na nga si Amy Marcos. Yung pulboronic video na sinisisi mo sa akin, corroborated na, authenticated na by Amy Marcos. So give it up.
Meanwhile, in line with the requested red notice against him, Roque said that this does not equal to an arrest warrant against him. He argued that the Interpol nor the Dutch police cannot make a move despite the supposed red notice as his asylum request at the Netherlands remain pending. Roque also said that he has no regrets in supporting former President Rodrigo Duterte should it be the reason of a possible issuance of a red notice against him.
So alam din nila kung bakit ako hinahabol ng gobyerno, no? Dahil ako talaga ay naging tapat kay Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Hindi po ako nagsisisi. Hanggang aking kamatayan, hindi ako nagsisisi sa pagiging tapat kay Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte dahil ako, tumatanaw po ako ng utang na loob na ako'y binigyan ng pagkakataon ni Tatay Digong na magsilbi sa bayan ng tapat at yan po ay aking ginawa. uulitin ko po muli lahat ng aking ginawa. Dahil naniniwala ako na si Tatay Digong ang naging pinakamagaling na presidente sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. I will not apologize for it. I will not regret it.
On the other hand, the Interpol have issued a red notice against Ong and Ronilyn Baterna over Pogo-related human trafficking charges. During recent Senate plenary, it was revealed that Ong have been released from Congress detention and from the correctional with no exact information on her current whereabouts. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Vice President Sara Duterte on Sunday denied rumors that her father, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, was found unconscious inside his detention cell at the International Criminal Court. In her speech during the Run for Duterte event in Davao City, Vice President Sara Duterte said that the circulating news about this incident is not true and that it did not happen. Through his lawyers, Vice President Sara Duterte said that even former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte denied the rumor, confirming that his health is okay. He said that her dad even joked that this may be a prank from his supporters. Meanwhile, Vice President Sara said that their family is expecting some good news on November 28, when the ICC Appeals Chamber will decide on former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's interim release request. While they hope for a favorable result, she said that if the request won't be granted, the defense will continue its preparation and efforts on Duterte's legal case before the ICC. Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa P. Lazaro, while attending the 4th European Union Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum in Brussels, reaffirmed the Philippines' commitment to multilateralism and the rule of law, urging countries to abide by international laws like UNCLOS. Alvin Pilabello tells us more.
Foreign Affairs Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro reaffirmed the Philippines' commitment to multilateralism and the rule of law during her attendance at the 4th European Union or EU Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum in Belgium. Lazaro called on countries to abide by international laws, which plays an important role in reducing conflicts, such as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS as the legal framework for what should be the activities in the oceans. Lazaro also met with the members of ministerial meeting to strengthen defense against any physical, cyber, and international tactics. As the Secretary reaffirmed the commitment to deepening cooperation in cybersecurity, data protection, among others. She also highlighted the Philippines' upcoming chairmanship for the ASEAN 2026, where Lazaro said ASEAN serves as a steering and shaping the geopolitical landscape in the region towards rules-based, secure, and prosperous future. On the sidelines of the forum, Lazaro met with the foreign ministers of Estonia, France, Germany, Latvia, the Netherlands, Romania, and Slovakia. This is Alvin Palabello for Eurotv News.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard affirmed its commitment to protecting the nation's maritime domain, successfully shadowing two China Coast Guard vessels near Bajo de Masinloc using the BRP Cabra, issuing firm radio challenges demanding the Chinese ships depart Philippine waters. Henry Nicolas reports.
The Philippine Coast Guard or PCG reaffirms its commitment to safeguarding the nation's maritime domain as the BRP Cabra successfully shadowed two China Coast Guard vessels during a routine maritime patrol mission in the vicinity water of Bajo de Masinloc and Palawig, Zambales. According to PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, despite being outmatched in size, the 44-meter BRP Cabra facing the China Coast Guard vessels repeatedly issued firm radio challenges on the 111-meter patrol vessels of China. The PCG issued firm radio challenges ordering the Chinese ship to depart Philippine waters immediately. The challenge cited violations of the Philippine Maritime Zones Act, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS, and the 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling that invalidated China's excessive maritime claims in the South China Sea. The PCG stressed that it will continue routine and legitimate patrols to protect national sovereignty and prevent the normalization of unlawful Chinese
China Coast Guard
presence.
4305 and China Coast Guard 3305. This is Philippine Coast Guard vessel BRP Cabra MRRG 4409. You do not possess any legal authority to patrol within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone. You are directed to cease and desist from conducting illegal maritime patrols within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. Your illegal activities would be reported to higher authorities. Over.
On October 15, the PCG discovered a second yellow floating buoy installed at the northern tip of Bajo de Masinloc during a routine maritime domain awareness flight. During the mission, the PRC exercised aggressive interference by forces from the People's Liberation Army Navy helicopter directly beneath the PCG aircraft. A PLA Air Force Shenyang J-16 fighter jet was deployed to harass and endanger the safe flight path. Such actions pose a clear and acceptable risk to the safety of PCG personnel and the journalists embedded on the mission. In the face of such aggressive actions, the PCG remains steadfast in its commitment to uphold international law and safeguard maritime jurisdiction in the West Philippine Sea. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
The Department of Agriculture officially launched the Benteng Bigas Master List Registry System, a new digital platform requiring current beneficiaries of the 20 peso subsidized rice program to register a QR code that will serve as the sole basis for future purchases and prevent repeat buying. Vanessa Cleofas has more.
The Department of Agriculture or DA has officially launched the Benteng Bigas Master List Registry System or BBMRS, which will serve as the agency's latest digital platform for monitoring the sale of rice to its target beneficiaries. Under the BBMRS, early beneficiaries of the P20 program are required to register in order to be included in the agency's records. According to Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr., it is crucial for program beneficiaries to register, especially since next year, this list will reportedly serve as the basis for determining who can purchase subsidized rice. This will be a one-time registration valid for 2.5 years. All beneficiaries who successfully register will receive a QR code which they will present each time they purchase subsidized rice.
Well, of course, since medyo ngayon lang natin na-launch yan, we will give probably the general public 3 months to register, no? So hanggang end of February next year. So pagdating ng March 1 next year, hindi na makakabili ng walang QR. So I think it's enough time naman. Kung kulang pa yung iba, then siguro mag-a-adjust na lang tayo. But as of the moment, yun ang naisip na set of rules. No?
Through the QR code presented by buyers each time they purchase subsidized rice, repeated purchases by a few individuals can be avoided, giving others the chance to buy rice at a lower price.
6 months na tayo nagta-trial ng itong sistemas natin and yung nakikita natin yung takbo. And there are a lot of people talaga bumabalik-balik at halos linggo-linggo bumabalik. So this will control kasi syempre hindi naman unlimited yung pera ng gobyerno, hindi rin naman unlimited yung supply ng bigas. So we just want patas ang treatment sa lahat ng beneficiaries.
Currently, since the launch of the P20 program in May 2025 that has been intended for senior citizens, persons with disabilities, solo parents, indigenous people, minimum wage earners, farmers, and fisher folk, it also covers tricycle and jeepney drivers as well as 4-piece and walang gutom beneficiaries of the Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD. The agency aims to include teachers, security guards, and other transport sector workers such as bus and delivery riders next year. Meanwhile, aside from early beneficiaries, the department is also encouraging those in the middle class sector to register, especially since nationwide implementation of the Benteng Bigas program is also planned for next year. There are currently 4 Kadiwa sites in Metro Manila where 20 pesos registration has begun. This include the ADC Kadiwa sites, Bureau of Animal Industry, Kadiwa in Visayas Avenue, Kadiwa Center in Malate, and KNP in Navotas. Registration is also ongoing in the Cordillera Administrative Region or CAR, in Ifugao, Kalinga, and Mountain Province as well as in Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, and throughout Region 3. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council says now is not the time to amend the Juvenile Justice Act, stressing instead the need to strengthen its implementation amid declining cases of children in conflict with the law. More from this report.
The proposal to lower the minimum age of criminal liability in the Philippines to 10 years old continues to stir intense national debate. At the center of the issue are concerns about justice, accountability, and the government's responsibility to protect every Filipino child. Amid efforts in the Senate to push for the lowering of the criminal liability age, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council o JJWC and the Department of Social Welfare and Development maintain the position that it is not yet the proper time to amend the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. According to Deputy Executive Director Lilibeth Gallego of the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council, it is not yet the right time to amend the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. Instead, she emphasized the need to strengthen the implementation of the existing law.
At kung meron man, sa tingin namin ma'am at this point, hindi pa kailangang i-amend yung batas but to strengthen that component of the law, yung healing ng mga victims, hindi lang po yung mga bata na nakakommit ng crimes. Thank you.
Based on JJWC data, there are only 118 Bahay Pag-asa facilities, the rehabilitation centers where children who have committed offenses are brought across the Philippines. But according to Gallego, this number is still not enough.
Do you think po ba na sapat yung 100, more than 100 na Bahay Pag-asa to cater the CICL?
Well, admittedly ma'am, hindi pa siya sapat. Meron pang kakulangan, may mga ibang probinsya pa na mandated to really establish their Bahay Pag-asa but wala ngayon. Kaya may mga ilan pang mga bata na nasa kulungan pa ngayon. Pero marami naman talagang mga LGUs ang talagang nag-e-effort din na establish ngayon ang kanilang Bahay Pag-asa.
Local government units are mandated to establish their own Bahay Pag-asa to ensure that all children in conflict with the law can be properly accommodated. The SWD Assistant Secretary Zavedin Aziz also stressed that lowering the minimum age of criminal responsibility or MACR is not the solution. He emphasized that the government must instead strengthen programs that support vulnerable sectors to prevent youth involvement in crime.
Instead, we must strengthen rehabilitation efforts and support families and communities.
Gallego presented data showing a significant decrease in CICL cases from 26,000 in 2017 to only 4,000 in 2024. She also shared a study showing that lowering the MACR may worsen children's trauma and increase the likelihood that they reoffend upon release.
That children detained at an early age are more likely to reoffend. Trauma, stigma, and the absence of appropriate rehabilitation and interventions significantly increase the risk of repeat offenses.
Senator Rovin Padilla is one of those pushing to lower the minimum age of criminal responsibility to 10 years old. However, JJWC official strongly opposed this proposal. Gallego explained that at the age of 10, children do not yet have fully developed capacity to make sound decisions for themselves.
That's very young. Too young po ang 10 years old na ikukulong o kakasuhan.
Doon sa kagustuhan ni Kwan, yung magiting natin ng senator, probably he has his own reason. Pero we really don't see any reason na para baguhin pa yung matagal na Kwan. Kasi ang tagal nito diniscuss before naman yung ma-finalize yung law na yun.
The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council is celebrating the 14th Juvenile Justice and Welfare Consciousness Week this Monday. The celebration aims to deepen public awareness about the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act and to provide the proper guidance to teachers in handling children at risk and children in conflict with the law cases. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
The Department of Education denied circulating false social media reports claiming the agency had banned Christmas parties in schools, clarifying that it issued no such directive and encouraging the public to report pages spreading the fake news. Vanessa Cleofas reports.
The Department of Education or DepEd has warned the public not to believe social media posts that circulating online regarding the agency's announcement. This comes after false information has been circulating claiming that the agency supposedly banned schools from holding Christmas parties. According to DepEd, this is fake news and they have not issued any directive related to this matter. It was also not mentioned in any Malacanang order that Christmas parties in schools should be prohibited. What was only stated is that year-end parties and celebrations in all government agencies should be kept simple and schools are not included in the guidelines. Meanwhile, the department encouraged anyone who sees similar false announcement to report the pages spreading fake news which cause confusion among the public. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
Police arrested a known member of the Solornino criminal group in the buy-bus operations in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, recovering about 4 grams of suspected shabu valued at 27,000 and an improvised shotgun. Shai Morales tells us more.
The authorities have arrested a known member of the Saturnino criminal group in a buy-bust operation conducted earlier this day in Barangay Tungpong Manga, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. The suspect, identified as alias Potpot, a 31-year-old resident, was caught selling a sachet of suspected shabu to a police pusher buyer. According to police reports, the suspect is part of the Copland Bilog target list and has long been under surveillance. Recovered from the suspect were marked money, 4 more sachets of suspected shabu, and an improvised shotgun with live ammunition. The seized drugs weigh about 4 grams with an estimated value of 27,200 pesos. The suspect is now in police custody and will face charges for violating sections 5 and 11 of the Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act and Republic Act 10591, otherwise known as the illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. Meanwhile, authorities of the Baliwag City Police Station arrested a suspect in a murder case during a hot pursuit operation. The suspect, identified as alias Joshua, a 24-year-old resident and construction worker from Puerto Galera, allegedly stabbed a 38-year-old victim. Based on investigations, the suspect was reportedly intoxicated and believed he was inside his own home, mistaking the victim for a burglar as he stabbed him. The suspect is now under police custody. This is Shai Morales reporting for Eurotv News.
Despite a ceasefire, Israel confirmed that its forces killed Hezbollah's acting chief of staff Commander Ali Tabatabay in a targeted strike in Beirut on Sunday. Details from Son Santiago.
It is nearly a week since Israel has upped its strikes in Lebanon. Yesterday, they continued to pressure the country as the Lebanese militant group's key leader was confirmed killed this Sunday. In Lebanon's capital Beirut, the Israel Defense Forces or IDF took to social media that they conducted a strike in targeting a key Hezbollah terrorist. This is amid a ceasefire between the two parties since November 2024. The attack took its acting chief of staff, Commander Ali Tabatabay's life, which was confirmed by the IDF and the Lebanese militant group. According to Israel forces, Tabatabay is a veteran Hezbollah operative since the 1980s and believed to be the important figure responsible for attacking Israel ever since. In a statement, Hezbollah extended their condolences to the passing of the chief of staff, describing him as a great commander who fought tirelessly against Israeli enemies. On the other hand, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu lauded the successful operation yesterday. He emphasized that Israel would not allow Hezbollah to rebuild its forces and that he expected the Lebanese government to fulfill its obligation to disarm Hezbollah. It can be recalled that last week, Israel forces targeted several facilities in Lebanon that they believe had the presence of Hamas and a way for Hezbollah to re-establish its terrorist activities. The Sunday attack also killed 5 people and wounded 28 individuals, as well as the destruction of several residential buildings according to Lebanon's health ministry. The conflict started when Hezbollah followed militant group Hamas attacking Israel last October 2023. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
Filipino junior artistic gymnastics star Carl Edru Yulo won 2 bronze medals at the 3rd FIG Artistic Gymnastics Junior World Championships this November, scoring 13.733 in the floor exercise. Kyle Basa has the sports news.
Carl Edru Yulo, has won the bronze medal in the floor exercise at the 3rd FIG Artistic Gymnastics Junior World Championships this November 22. His final score in the floor exercise is 13.733 to claim the bronze medal, followed by Esperanza Simone of Italy for the silver medal and Yang Lanbin of China for the gold. He also won the bronze medal in the men's horizontal bar final today, November 24. His final score in his performance was a clean 14.000. Meanwhile, he also bags the 4th place in the men's vault finals today, November 24. Despite not winning a medal in this category, he had an outstanding 13.716 score. Despite not being 100% because of an ankle injury, Yulo passed his limits and showcased his talents as the Philippines representative. This is Kyle Basa, reporting for Eurotv News.
And that's the latest news for tonight. You may visit Eurotvph.com for more news and information. You can also catch our live broadcast on our social media accounts and via Pinoy Extreme Cable Channel. Once again, I am KRIZZA Lopez and this is Eurotv News Thread. Stay safe and have a good night, everyone.